All right, guys, I'm here with Elvis Andrus from the Texas Rangers. How are you, Elvis?
I'm doing good, thank you.
First of all, congratulations on becoming a U.S. citizen.
Thank you.
What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. Really proud to become a citizen. This beautiful country that teach me so many things. Half of my life I've been living here in the U.S. and my kids are U.S. citizens, so it's a really blessed for me, for my family, finally become a citizen.
It was a process, right? It took almost 5 years?
It was a long process, yeah. It was, I become a resident 5 years ago, and like the natural way, you become a resident, you get your green card, and then you have to wait 5 years to apply for citizenship. So that's what I did, and literally it's been 10 years. My 10 years in the league, it's been doing, getting the process to become a citizen.
Are you excited to vote next year? I
am for sure. I think that's one of the things that you always wanted to be part of in this country, and now, I'll be able to do it next year.
And I was reading something that you said that was really interesting to me, is that back in Venezuela, voting is not something that's really promoted. But here, we're all about voting, right? So that's something that's really important to you.
Yeah, it's different. I think it's the way you got raised. Like in my country, when you're a kid, they don't teach you about voting or how important it is. Here in the U.S., you see kids 10, 15 years old, they know already. They literally can't wait to start voting. And I think it's important, to be part of that process, because, it's literally the future of your life and everything, going through the government. So I kind of like that in here in this, in the U.S. culture where, since you're a little kid, you already know about, how's going on, and, the governors are doing a good job or not.
And the Constitution was something that you said that you learned a lot about, and you have a new appreciation for it, right?
Yes, I have to study a lot.
I imagine you know more than I do.
I do, and there's a lot of things that I didn't know. I was like, wow. Actually, the first question they asked me was, how many amendments are in the Constitution, which is 27, and I was like, okay, like, I even, make that question to my teammates, and they're like, I don't even remember that. I was in the school when that happened, but it was really cool to learn history, and I love, I'm watching documentaries, and I'm, reading a lot, so I really have a lot of passion for history, especially here in the U.S.
And then you have a new appreciation for it too, because I was reading all the things that you were talking about regarding the Constitution and saying how you appreciate that here in this country, no matter what, we still have that.
Yeah.
We still have that to follow.
Yeah, coming from Venezuela, especially the state where we are as a country, and our Constitution and all that, it's like you don't want that many rules, but you need rules, to have a good country. Yeah. I think citizens need to follow, something. And, in Venezuela, like in a lot of Latin countries, the Constitution is not followed the right way. And it starts by, by the president, governors, mayors. If they don't follow that, it's going to be hard for us as a citizen to follow it. So that's something that here in the U.S., everybody knows, everybody follow, and everybody's afraid of the law. And it's a great thing. I think that's one of the reasons why this country is so amazing.
Now, talking a little bit about baseball and Latino culture, what is it about baseball that Latinos love so much?
Oh, we're born in here. That's our life, really, literally. You're growing up having one or two options, two ways to be able to have a good future, taking care of your family. And for me, when I was growing up, baseball was my main escape of, stress and things when things are not going good. Every time I play baseball, find a way to everything just go away. I can just enjoy and have fun. It brings me a lot of joy. So, I think as a Latin America, we love it. And like I said, besides the economic part, where you actually be able to take care not only family, you're taking care of a lot of people. Get benefit from our playing time, but it's just it's in the culture. How it is. Venezuela, Dominican, it's amazing. You live, and they live and breathe baseball, and they just love it.
And I mean, exactly like one of the things that you just said was that you're not only helping your family, but you're helping a lot of people. And we've read how Odor helped the kids from Venezuela, the little league. And that's really important. I think that especially right now with everything that's been going on in Venezuela, to allow those kids to be able to come here and have that distraction and be kids.
Yeah, no, I think it's really important. A lot of people, now that we're talking about that, a lot of people is kind of like all the time, like, hey, you guys should, help more and help more. And
but you can't help everybody.
I can't help. I mean, I helped before,
yeah.
And I never want no publicity about it. I always do it from the heart. But that should be a federation job, taking care of that. So sometimes that bothers me a lot, where they get mad at us because we're making money here, but they don't get mad at the right people, at the people they should be mad, which is the government, which is the one. When I was a kid, the government always taking care of any international competition. So it's kind of like it's that kind of inside fight that I always have with people, where they always see the big guy, the guys that are making the money, and they don't actually see the problems.
They don't understand. There's so many things that go on behind closed doors that if people only knew, like, the bureaucracy, right? And how laws and things that aren't followed, and sometimes you as a player, you don't have any power. Yeah,
we can control a lot of things, but I mean, like you say, we do taking care of a lot of people, not only our family. And when I'm saying family, it's not close family. It's literally my whole family back home, all my uncles and my aunts that, they don't, even if they work, the salary is not enough to buy X. And that's really sad. So, I mean, it's something that we deal, especially Venezuelan right now for the past five years, actually. And it's sad, it makes me sad. To see our country so rich and what we're going through. But, I always pray that everything gets better, that we got a new government and Venezuela, I can see Venezuela, and for me, I can go back because I really want to go back home.
Do you miss it? Do you miss being able to just go and, I don't know, hang out on the corner?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I have 2 kids now, and my biggest dream, and I know sooner than later I will, is taken to, places that I grew up, places that I was playing, the baseball field that I played when I was, from 5 to 15 years old. That's a dream that I had, show them, like, where my grandmother lived, where my aunts lived. I think that, like you mentioned, be just free in the street like before, hang out until late and feel safe. That's something that we lost that a long time ago. But like I said, I think every country go through those processes, and I think that we're learning a lot as a citizen too.
Yeah, hopefully soon, you are able to take your kids back, and I can imagine that those are some of the best memories that you have as a kid, is playing out there, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was watching picture of the old fields where I used to play when I grew up, and it was like, it almost bring me tears, but it was like, wow, and that's something that I always used to do when I come back. I used to go for a day, just like walk around, and it's like crazy, how life can change, and when you work hard, things paid off, and I always been blessed, and I always thank God enough for the opportunity that I am right now, and it's just unbelievable to see where I'm coming from and all the things that you went through, and now we're here, and I'm able to help others.
How has baseball not only allowed you to fulfill your dreams, but allowed you to do things that you probably never even imagined?
Yeah, I think that's, this is a platform that help us. I think as a baseball player, we have a lot of power, and we can help, and we can make a lot of impact. So, I mean, that's something that I'm trying to teach all the young guys, especially all the line guys, where we have, a different mindset where, a lot of guys, like, they want to get to the big leagues to buy the cars and this and that. And I always tell them, like, that's going to happen. Like, if you come here, you play well, you train well, you're going to play a long career, the material stuff is going to be there. But I think the impact you can do, charity-wise, helping the community here in the U.S. and in our country, I think that it means a lot. I think there's something that you learn from guys that they were here before, especially like Roberto Clemente. And it's amazing how much impactful he was. He made more impact as a human being than as a player, and that's unbelievable.
That was my next question for you is, how have Latinos impacted the game of baseball?
I think we bring what I call the salsa,
the
sazon. I mean, we enjoy this game, and I know, especially the young guys right now, they don't understand that. They're like, well, why is he playing like that? Like, why is he jumping? Why is he enjoying it? And it's just the way it is. Where we're coming from, we enjoy everything. We dance, we love music. For us, it means it means everything. So it's part of our culture. It's something that I always tell, especially a bunch of the American guys, like, if you wouldn't play, and Hunter Pence that played last year in Dominican, we were talking a lot. He's like, dude, like, now I understand so much about how you guys, are, and like hang out and like dance and just interact, with each other. I understand so much now, and he understands how hard it is for us to overcome everything and be here in the big league. So I think it's just, we give a little bit of like you mentioned, of sazon to the game, and it's needed. I think it gives you the extra energy. I mean, the fans can feel it, and they love it, and I think that makes the day a lot easier.
And that's interesting that Hunter was able to appreciate that and see and understand where we come from, and understand that connection that we have. It's like, you can be here and you're a U.S. citizen now, but you're never going to lose your culture.
Oh, that would never go away. That's my DNA. Yeah. I can never lose that, and that's something that I was trying to give to my kid, to my boy. I mean, he's American, but I always gonna speak to him in Spanish, and all his Venezuelan, all his culture, his roots are gonna be there, and then I think that's our job, to never lose that side. I think that's what makes me the player that I am, the human being that I am, and I mean, it's amazing. I would never change that.
You mentioned your roots, and I think our roots are very much connected to who our parents are. And our parents usually, at some point or another, have to make a sacrifice for us. What sacrifices did your parents make that you appreciate now and you apply to your own life?
Well, I mean, my mom especially. My dad passed away when I was 7 years old. So my mom is my world, my everything. And I mean, we're coming from, really poor background, but my childhood was amazing. My mom found a way to be mom and dad, and like, we didn't have the material, but we have a lot of love at home, all the manners, and for me, that was everything. I mean, until this day, you can have all the money that you want, but, good manners, love, people that care about you. For me, that's everything, and it comes from home. And my mom lives like 10 minutes away from me. I bought her a house. She became a resident like 2 months ago. So everything, as long as she's good, I'm always gonna be good.
So I mean, you have a permanent babysitter.
Oh,
right?
yes. My mom and my mother-in-law, they're there. They live like 10, 20 minutes away from us, so we don't really have a babysitter. It's my mom or my wife's mom.
But that's so important, especially when you have kids who are growing up here in the States and living, I'm sure, their best life, and that's why you work, to give them a good life. But then they're also, when you have grandma around, you're able to appreciate.
It's kind of hard because they give them everything. Even if I'm not agree with my wife, but no, yeah, having our mom here is a bless. I think that there's not a better, like you mentioned, a better babysitter than your own mom, which raised me. So it's not even.
I don't
even pay attention to that. I don't even pay attention to my kid when I'm here in the road. But yeah, it's unbelievable, and so blessed she's still alive, and trying to enjoy and make her happy. I mean, everything she sacrificed for me when I was a kid, her life, her dreams. She kind of see me all the time, and I can see through her eyes. She's like really proud and happy. So, as long as she's still alive, I'm gonna give her everything she wants and make her happier as she can be.
Describe Venezuela to me in one word.
Venezuela is a jewel. It's a jewel. It's a diamond. It's beautiful. We have everything. We have sand. We have snow. It's beautiful. I mean, we have the Amazonas, which we got to take care of that. That's not good for the world, but we have everything in such a small country. It's so rich, and it's just an unbelievable country.
Describe Texas for me, for you.
Pride. The biggest pride, and I love it. It's, you know, like they say, everything is bigger in Texas, and I love it. It's just, people are so warm, so true. They help each other, but they stubborn, and I like it. I love that.
Talking about Texas, recently we had the unfortunate shooting in El Paso, but I feel like baseball is really a sport that shows the world what we all should be, because you have all the different races, all different languages on one field, and you're all playing one game.
Yeah, it's, you know, I think baseball can, like you mentioned, put so many cultures, so many different countries in one family. Like out there, it's not I'm from Venezuela, or like Chu from Korea, or Masara from Dominican. We're Texas Rangers, you know, we're a family, one team, and that's the beauty of this game. And I learned Korean culture, Dominican culture, you know, from all over, and I think it's something unbelievable.
It was unfortunate to hear the fan who was heckling the Latino fans, and I think that's not who Texas is, right?
No, and I was glad they're taking care of the right way. You know, there's not a space in this sport for you know, racial still. I mean, we're gonna be next year 2020. There's not a space for that. You know, you have to, you know, turn the page. I mean, no matter if I'm black, white, American, for me, we all human beings. I mean, we're all born and we're all gonna die the same way. So, you know, I'm glad the team fixed it and took it care of the right way. And you know, we don't want family like that watching baseball and you know, people talking about it. And I think it's something that, I mean, I don't even want to talk or remind, you know, remember that.
Yeah, I know. Well said. Well said. Outside of baseball, what music are you listening to right now?
Everything. I mean, I love reggaeton, but salsa. I mean, Oscar de Leon is my favorite singer, my idol, and I listen to Oscar de Leon every day for sure.
What song is on repeat right now?
Every song. I have like literally like 35 songs in my iPhone, and I mean, every song. It's hard to just pick one.
Which is your walk-up song?
My walk-up song right now is Baby Shark.
Baby Shark has taken everybody by storm.
Yeah, I mean, my boy loved that song. I listen to that song 1,000 times every day. So, I mean,
so you know every single word.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too hard.
I know. How does it go?
Baby Shark, it's contagious.
It is. It's a very contagious song, and it's something that we love it when we see the fans and doing it.
They love it. The kids love it. I got so many tweets and Instagrams. You know, people send it to me. It's crazy.
Favorite Oscar de Leon song?
Llorarás.
¿Cómo dice?
Llorarás y llorarás sin nadie que te consuele. Si te darás de cuenta que si te engañan duele. Ese es el clásico de él.
Players Weekend, the nickname?
El Commando.
El Commando. Where does that come from?
Some years ago, my brother, Errol, we played together in Venezuela, and he always called me Commando, which is like in Venezuela, is like chief, you know, the chief. He always tells me, like, I'm so bossy, I want everything, you know, under my control. So he said, okay, Commando. So since that day, keep it that way. Everybody called me like that back home, and, you know, I kind of like it.
Elvis, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. We've got a little gift for you, La Vida Baseball.
Oh, thank you.
¿A que la uses?
Thank you very much. I will, for sure.
Yeah.
There we go.